Now batting number 23, Cody Lyon. In the top of the third, Kingston scores no hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base. After 2.5 innings of play, score remains Kingston 2, Brockville 0. Pitch count for Lanigan was 61 pitches.
Devin. Technical difficulties yet again. Jake's having tricks.
That was pitch 29 for Walton, pitch number 29. Now batting for Brockville, number 4, Aaron Johnson. Now batting for Brockville, number 12, Emmett O'Grady. In the bottom, there's nobody left on base. After 3 complete innings of play, Kingston 2, Brockville 0. Pitch count for Walton.
Weird because it was perfect for the first 30 minutes. I reset. I turned the priority, turned the router off, turned it back on. Yeah, I got to record. And you say you don't have a problem here? Yeah, it's only here. Like, this is, I mean, every field has
Leading off the top of the 4th inning for Kingston, number 22, Dylan Kimmerly. Now batting for Kingston, number 32, Everett Walton.
We join you back here at McGaffin Field after, well, McGaffin has the worst Wi-Fi in Kingston, has the worst connection, but we seem to be running stable now. Fingers crossed we keep going. Still a 2-0 Colts game here with a runner over at first. That's Dylan Kimmerly. And here's Everett Walton, starting pitcher, still without a run allowed through his 2 innings of work. Make that 3 innings of work because we were in the top of the 4th. Walton down 0-1. His first at-bat was a walk, so that's strike 2 after the foul ball. Fouls it back. Now he's got to protect. Still at the mound here for his 4th inning of work. This is Brendan Lanigan. Only allowing 2 runs, keeping this game nice and close, keeping the Braves still in contention. Here's an 0-2 pitch, looking for a strikeout. Ground ball for Walton. It's a bouncer looking for the double play. Play from short to second is good. So Walton will be charged with a fielder's choice and will keep a runner at first. That's a nice out there from the Braves, who keep a runner out of scoring position. There's Lucas Ward. Lucas Ward had a sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat. 0 for 1. Did move a runner, though. Has an opportunity to potentially do that again. We'll see if he looks for it with a runner over at first. Could potentially. And they'll try him once more. Toss it over to first base. At first, that is Everett Walton, who just got on with a fielder's choice. So Lanigan sending a message to Walton to not get too aggressive. That's the first pitch to Ward. That's a ball, throw to second. The tag, just a little late. Close there, close call. Didn't decide to slide, decided to run it out. And so Walton will move himself to second base, put himself in the scoring position. We focus back here up on Ward. The lefty gets a piece of it, sends it to the outfield, and just gets through the glove of the left fielder. It looked like he might have had it for a moment as he falls down to his knees to try to make the grab. That's Grayson Andrus out in left. And not able to make the grab. It was very close, but a base hit for Lucas Ward will put him on first, and that's a strike for Noah Bedard. Bedard had a ground out his first at-bat, throw from 5 to 3. 2 runners on base here, though, for Bedard. An 0-1 pitch. Here from Lanigan. It's a ball, throw to third, runner goes, and it gets through the third baseman's glove. So close there. They had it with the speed from the throw. A nice pop and a toss there from the catcher, but just unable to control it. It was number 26, that's Lachlan Boyle over at third. He'd want that one back. And a 1-1 count here for Bedard. So both runners advance a base to third and second now. Just up high. It looked like Lanigan might have dipped it in there to chip the top of the zone, but Bedard gets the call. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one's whipped away, gets through. Walton will see an opportunity, throw to the plate. The umpire called out, but the ball wasn't in Lanigan's hand, and Walton will make it a 3-0 Colts lead as he slides in there. So if it was in the glove, it probably would have been out, but it wasn't, as a little off the mark, and it's a 3-0 Colts lead with a runner a base hit away from making it 4 and doubling the lead that the Colts had coming into this inning. So they've been close. 2 very close plays. The throw down to third we had moments ago, and then that play to the home plate. Just off the mark. They are there, though. Could have been back-to-back outs, and we'll continue with the at-bat here for Noah Bedard. Fires it in the foul territory. It'll be strike 2 against him. He'll step back up to the plate. Chance for Lanigan to get a strikeout here. Here's the pitch. Bedard gets a piece of it, pops it up. Lanigan making his way off the mound, calls everybody off and makes the grab for out number 2. And a nice play there from Lanigan. And take everything into his own control, make the catch. Could have been Aaron Jansen over at first as it went to his territory, but Lanigan will make the play. Here's Colton Jaudoin, a lefty in the near the bottom of the order. Colton reached base off an error, pops it up, and that one gets over top of the infield. Perhaps the sun got in the eyes of Lachlan Boyle as he's unable to make the grab, and the Colts will score another run, make it 4-0, and it's an RBI for Colton Jaudoin. And probably an error there. And that's back-to-back errors that Colton has got on base on. Here's Quinn McCarty to the plate. Take strike 1 looking. But now the Colts have doubled their lead to which it once was A 2-0 game turns to 4-0. They'll test runner over at first. He'll slide back in time. And Jodoin was all over it. It will take a moment. Quinn will get set in an 0-1 count and step back up to the plate. Martin's going to go to second. The pitch is inside for a ball. Throw down. Just, well, didn't have enough power, didn't have the correct direction. It's a successful steal there from Jodoin. Moves himself into a scoring position now in second. The good base running continues from the Colts. As it was also a theme yesterday. McCarty chases it, and runner's going to go to third. This is a chance. The throw takes a bounce that is unable to be handled. And what looked like could have been an out number 3 turns to an opportunity here for the Colts to make it 5 as Jodoin now makes his way to third. And it was a late decision there by Jodoin to go to third, and well, the catcher had time. Provis jumped up, made the throw, but it took an awkward bounce that was unable to be handled. Go to the plate. That one is away for a ball. Nice block though from Provis to get there and not let anything get through. So a 2-2 count here at the plate. A chance for Lanigan to send his team to the bats. McCarty gets a piece of it, stays alive. We'll stay at 2-2. But some good base running here. Have scored majority of the runs here for the Colts, and an opportunity to make it another one here with Jodoin at third as he made his way from one corner to the next. Here's another 2-2 pitch. Down and away for ball 3. Moves us to a full count. And a payoff pitch here with 2 outs from Brandon Lanigan. McCarty gets a piece of it, sends it right up second base gap into no man's land, and gets himself an RBI single for Quinn McCarty. And the Colts make it 5-0. So here's Ollie Gallup to the plate. He pitched 6.5 innings yesterday. He pitched 7 innings actually yesterday and did a great job. Did the whole game. Was able to keep things under control. Shut things down. He was able to win a game for the Colts, 12-4 the final score, and a lot to do to his phenomenal pitching. Fouls that one off third baseline. And he'll make his way back to the plate on a 1-1 count. But yes, Gallup, he does hit near the bottom of the order, but it just goes to say how strong this Colts team throughout the whole entire order. Can really place the ball anywhere, can hit for power. Launches that one right through the glove of Jansen over at first, and McCarty comes around and scores another run here for the Colts, makes it 6. And it's a hard hit RBI single for Ollie Gallup. Make that back-to-back RBI singles. And the game now 6-0. The Colts starting to establish themselves a lead. Bottom of the order, it's Lane Harrington, extra hitter this evening for the Colts. That's 90 for Lanigan. His max is 95, so this potentially could be his final batter of the game. Runner's going to go to second. That pitch inside on Harrington for a ball. And a successful steal there from Ollie Gallup. Gets him to second base. Harrington steps back inside. Another lefty at the bottom of the order. They got a couple of them for the Colts to mix things up. And will be effective against these majority right-handed pitchers from the the Braves, we see one pitcher yesterday really stuck out to me was Emmett O'Grady. We'll see if he comes back into this game, as I don't think he hit his threshold to have a rest today. Had a lot of mix-up on his pitches, a lot of breaks, a lot of breaking. And he is a lefty, so he would be, well, probably efficient against this bottom of the order, but after Harrington will go back to the top. So a 3-1 pitch here as Lanigan tries to battle back, and he finds strike two, paints the outside. And now moves us to a full count here. Here's the payoff from Lanigan. And Harrington fouls it off. Will stay at a full count here. This will be the final batter that Lanigan will face as he's hit his 95 threshold. And looking to end his evening off strong. Chance to send his team to the bats. Another payoff pitch from Lanigan. Inside, ball 4. Harrington wins a nice battle. And we'll put runners at first and second, and that will do it. And so that will do it on the evening for Brendan Lanigan. Goes 3 2/3, unable to finish off the fourth, but still a very strong start. And, you know, yesterday the Colts put up 5 runs in the first inning, and he balled 6 through 4 innings this time. So there's a difference there, and there's a big one at that. Kept the Braves in it, and they're still in it here. So we'll see who takes them out in his place, as Lanigan will make his way back to the dugout. In a big situation, the Braves trying to keep this game as close as possible. This is game 2 of the District 7 championship. Winner goes to Timmins, Ontario to play in the provincial championship. It looks to be number 86. Coming into relief, Bryce Toll will take to the mound in relief for the Braves.
Now taking for Brockville, number 86, Bryce Toll.
So Toll will take a warm-up before we get back underway here at McGaffin in game 2. Chance to go to Timmins on the line. I'm sure both these teams would love to go. This Colts team, and they were obviously division younger last year, advanced all the way to Canadians. And ended up winning provincials. Here in Kingston, it was here in Kingston they beat I remember they beat the Oakville Whitecaps in the championship game. So they have a caliber to go deep. And they've showed it so far through 2 games. As on deck we'll have Ronan Bowie. So Toll takes the mound and having to face the top of the order right away with 2 runners on first and second. And Ronan Bowie will have his 3rd at-bat. His first one had a single. Unfortunately missed his 2nd at-bat too when we were fixing our technical difficulties. So, and so, all ready to go here is Bryce Toll. Takes to the mound. And we'll get back going here from McGaffin. Top of the order here for the Colts. First pitch from Toll gets away from him. And both runners will go, and by the time Provost is able to recover, both runners have increased a bag. Now both in scoring position at 3rd and 2nd. And a chance for Bowie. And the lineup to really get going and do some extra damage here. Bowie takes that one up high, back-to-back balls. So Toll just trying to get comfortable in this game. Team down by 6. A little bit of pressure knowing that they need him now. Brings some velocity. Outside, ball 3. And this count in full favor of Bowie. A chance to load the bases up if ball 4 comes through. Toll needs to battle. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk for Ronan Bowie. Will load the bases up. And Toll unable to find a strike through his first 4 pitches. And here's Milo Wand with the bases loaded. And a chance to do some damage. Ball one away is the first pitch. It's Toll looking a little wild here to start his evening at the mound. Just need to calm things down. Play catch with his catcher. Just find the strike zone. That's ball two, also away in a similar location. And I believe a balk has been called. As around comes Ollie Gallup, the scorer runs. So a balk has been called on Bryce Toll. And the Colts make it 7-0 off of a bases loaded balk. And just in a situation like this where your team is down, which was 6 runs, you can't afford to take a balk like that. You gotta. And so Juan will step to the plate now. Runners at third and second. No longer the bases loaded here for Milo. After one came around. That's strike one. Clips the inside. As the first strike Toll has thrown hit with his outing at the mound. Needs to look to replicate it here. Here's the 1-1 up high, ball two. Just got to calm things down for Toll. He's been throwing a lot of pitches outside, couple inside, just none down the middle. Here's the 2-1. Let's bounce in the dirt. Nice block there from Provis to keep it in his control. Ball three on Juan, though. We'll give him an opportunity here to make the bases loaded once more. Toll needs to find the strike zone. Has to figure out something. Juan gets a hold of one on the inside near the hands and gets down for an RBI single. Looking to make it 2 RBIs. The throw to the plate. The tag not there. And 2 runs will score. Juan will extend to second. And the Colts now have a 9-0 lead. As they're able to pretty much, well, with the bases loaded, a couple batters to go, get all of them around, and are one away from making it double digits here. Here's Cody Lyon to the plate with a runner at second. Wait for Juan to go swinging on a 3-1 pitch. Well, it could have even been ball 4. It looked like it was inside. But even able to do even better and cash in a couple runs. That's ball 1 away on Cody Lyon. Lyon struck out his first time at the bats and gets hit in the back of the legs on that pitch. We'll take to first. But 2 runners on, so Toll came into this game with 2 outs in the inning. Hasn't been able to find just one more. That's all he needs. Looks a little shaky here after coming to the mound. Just gotta focus on finding the strike zone here. And here's Evan Adamson in the cleanup spot. His first at-bat had a single. First pitch inside for ball 1. Adamson, the strong batter, also can pitch. Here's the 1-0. Similar location for ball 2. And just a tad inside there for Toll. Can't afford to throw many more balls here. Here's the 2-0. Ground ball from Adamson. A slow bouncer, scoop from short, throw to first, gonna be a close one off the bag. Jansen goes to make the grab, and well, Adamson will get aboard first to load the bases. And just a play that could have ended the top of the 4th will keep going.
Oh, no Bedard? Bedard! They had wrong that. They were saying that they could do it. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Steve.
And so we'll get this game back underway after some confusion with the 2-out catcher rule. Last out has with Noah Bedard, who is pretty insane because that was, we're almost through the lineup there. But here's Dylan Kimmerly. At the plate, he goes swinging for a strike there. But yeah, we're at Kimmerly now, and well, Bedard's 3 batters away in the lineup, so he'll take first. And well, if let's say a couple singles keep going, Kimmerly fires that one right up the gap. Gets all the way to center. 1-1 will score. Line looking to make it 2. He will. And Bedard will go one corner to the next. How about 2 RBIs and a single for Dylan Kimmerly? Makes the difference 11 for the Colts. And continuing to smoke balls are the Colts, and have really opened the scoring here. 5 runs have been scored since Toll came into this game. That one's fouled from Everett Walton. Now strike 1 on Walton, so pretty much batting through the order here are the Colts. Everyone's got a turn here. Walton fires it to left field, and the Braves make the grab to end the top of the 4th. The Colts firing on all cylinders, score 5 runs, make it 11-0. 9 runs make that. That's how long this inning was. And so we came into this inning at 2-0 game, come out of it 11-0. 9 runs scored, not what the Braves would have wanted. And well, now they're in a situation where they need to get some runs on the board. We'll see if they can do so when we return for the bottom of the 4th inning.
So I know for future reference, why was it Bedard and not? Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, well that makes sense. I didn't know who the last out was at that point. Okay, no, that makes sense then. What's that? Oh yeah, I got lost, so I was like, I didn't know who it was. What the hell? Hit the zone.
Hey, what'd you say?
Got right out of the way of that.
What's that?
Evan got right out of the way of that.
Evan. You would say that, Steve. Yeah.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning from Brockville, number 87, Bryson Walton.
And so we join you back here for the bottom of the 4th inning after the Colts exploded for 9 runs, opening the scoring now to 11-0. Have themselves a comfortable lead, and the Braves need to attack pretty much now as we reach the later stages of the game, especially with the mercy rule coming to effect in the 5th inning, which is, I believe, 10 runs. Bunt attempt from leadoff hitter Bryson Longton will be fouled off. So we'll take a strike. But as I was saying, the mercy rule comes into effect next inning. It's a 10-run mercy, so that would be, well, hit the threshold as of right now. So gotta be careful there for the Brockville Braves if they're gonna want to score some runs right now as we approach the bottom of the order. Longton, an extra hitter this evening. And Everett Walton, his 4th inning of work at the mound, has made quick work. Here's allowing no runs, ton of strikeouts, had a couple perfect inning, bunked attempt from Longton. Will lean into one, but will get through. And we'll see strike 2 on Longton, and he's 0-2 down. Got to protect here. That's ball 1 away. So a 1-2 count here on Longton. That pitch just outside. Moves us to 2-2. Still strikeout opportunity. And he finds it. Paints the outside for strike 3. And Everett Walton continues to be phenomenal. And we'll reach the bottom of the order here. For the Braves, is Lucas Kirby to the plate. That's strike 1 for Kirby. Sees the first one through. Now we'll try to adjust and look for something similar. So Kirby didn't play in yesterday's game, but gets the call for today. Strike 2. And 2 pitches that go right through the zone. And now he's got to protect 0-2 down. Chance to strike out back-to-back batters here for Walton. That's ball 1 low. So Kirby will find himself a ball and see if he can find himself a couple more. Looking to start his battle back in this count. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Ah, what a skied up high. Caught away from it. Oh, it's Walton with a smile on his face there and knows the mistake on that one. As we'll move back to the plate here in a 2-2 count after back-to-back balls. And stares it down, strike 3 for back-to-back strikeouts from Everett Walton. And so back-to-back strikeouts put 2 down. We go back to the top of the order here for the Braves. Here's Keelan Provost. And he struck out his first at-bat. Would love to change it up here, and he's in a 1-0 count after we saw ball 1. Still nobody on base for the Braves. It's been a quick work. That's a ground ball, slow chopper. Kimberly will make the scoop. Underhand throw to Walton. Tags first base for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. The Colts still looking strong. Will send themselves back to the bats. They scored 9 in the last inning. We'll see how many they get in the top of the 5th when we return.
The score remains Kingston 11, Brockville 0. Pitch count for Walton, 47 pitches. Correction, 48 pitches for Walton. Folks, if I can get your attention for a second, I'd like to introduce the men in black for today's game. Behind the plate, we got Emmett Mayer. At first base, we've got Dale Fisher. At second base, we have Brian Agazo. And at third base, we got Patty Finn. How about a little round of applause?
Slinger. We got a slinger going now. He's throwing strikes on this kind of borderline. This one's a lot more. This one. We are starting off with Lucas Ward.
Leading off for the Kingston Colts in the 5th inning, number 24, Lucas Ward.
So leading off here in the top of the 5th, number 24, Lucas Ward, an extra hitter this evening. Not playing behind the plate like he did yesterday as Adamson takes his place. First pitch from Toll, didn't have the strongest top of the 4th after he came in for relief. And, well, came in for relief, only needed 1 out and ended up allowing 5 runs until he found that final out. So looking for a much better top of the 5th here as the Colts have a chance to win it here in this inning. I believe the emergency rule is 10 runs, and they're up by 11 right now in the top of the 5th. So the Braves will need to, well, score at least, as we speak, right now 2 runs when they get to the bat in the bottom of the 5th. And that's without adding the potential to see how many runs the Colts add here in the top of the 5th. So if you're the Braves, you gotta be strong here. And a 1-2 count. A chance for a strikeout here for Toll on Ward. 1-2 pitch. Gets a piece of it, launches it to left, and gets down before the left fielder. A leadoff single from Lucas Ward. Makes him 1 for 2 after a sacrifice bunt, a error on the last one, and a single here on this one. So the runner gets on first, and here's Noah Bedard. That's on the opposite side of him. Toll gets away from Toll, and an easy steal there from Ward will advance himself a base to second. So we'll see a 1-0 count on Bedard, who popped up his last at-bat 0 for 2 this evening with a ground ball and a pop-up. Make his way back to the plate here. And a 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss from Bedard as it was over top of his bat for strike 1. Now, nice pitch there from Toll. It would be nice to see a couple more of those from himself, gain his confidence a little bit. And just find the strike zone. 1-1 pitch. Just clips the outside, gets the call, strike 2. And now 2 strikes against Bedard. Toll looking for a strikeout. 1-2. Bounce in the dirt for a ball. Ward thought about it over at second, making the dash over to third, but a nice block by Provost, and he pops up quickly to keep him there. So runner will stay at second, a 2-2 count here. Here's the pitch. That's outside for ball 3, and now Ward will run over to third as he just makes a late decision, and he's stuck with it. And I think Provost was maybe surprised, held on to that ball maybe a tad longer than he should have. And the second Ward makes it happen, though. Moves himself to third base. Now base it away. And a full count here at the plate. Payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4 for Bedard. Puts runners in the corners. And here's Colton Jourdouin to the plate. Jourdouin back-to-back errors has reached. And a chance to get himself an RBI here with a runner over at third. That's Lucas Ward. And Toll still struggling to find the strike zone here early. Gets it there, though. Will chip the outside, and Bedard will go to second without even a contest at him. So 2 runners in scoring positions and an 0-1 pitch incoming. Down low. Provost able to just to squeeze it and keep it. That's huge for the Braves. And a 1-1 count now. Try to dip it down there, and get the bottom of that zone just a tad too high. Ball 2 on Jodoin. Two one. Outside, ball 3. And a chance to load the bases up here. If one more ball comes through, this is a Toll needs to find the strike zone here. No outs. 2 on. Gotta find a way. Inside, ball 4 for Jodoin. Will put the bases loaded here for the Colts. And bring up Quinn McCarty to the plate. And so McCarty will make his way in. Bases loaded situation here for Quinn. Had an RBI single his last at-bat. And has an opportunity to get a couple more here. Toll on a jam. No outs, bases loaded, ball 1 on the inside. Similar location to that last pitch, also inside. And Toll, he's just throwing some inside, he's throwing them outside, just nothing down the middle. Has not been the outing he would have wanted. Has himself with the bases loaded here. 5 runs scored on him in the last inning. That's ball 3 already. Has himself in a hole. Needs to battle out or a run will score with a bases loaded walk from McCarty. We'll see if McCarty just lets this one go through. In a 3-0 pitch, ball 4, 4-pitch. Walk and a run will score as the bases are loaded. As Lucas Ward will come around. And now a 12-0 game here for the Colts. Here's Ollie Gallup, also had an RBI single his last at-bat. And another chance to get himself a couple RBIs. First pitch to Gallup on the opposite side of him. Bedard will make the run home. The throw to the plate, the tag, got him! Bedard tried to put the Jets on, but a nice play has finally provisted. As we join you back here at McGaffin after some more technical difficulties, but we seem to be still going after another run scored, an RBI single it was for Ollie Gallup. And the difference now 13. Here's Lane Harrington, had to walk his last at-bat as we've worked our way once through the order again from the Colts. Likes that pitch, gets the barely, I think, a tip of the bat on it, but it won't matter. We'll see a strike and a 2-1 count there on Harrington. Fouls that one back as well. And we'll see strike 2. And so a chance for a strikeout here for Bryce Toll, which would be massive for himself. Just taking it one batter at a time. Hasn't been the outing he would have wanted, but a chance to get a strikeout here against Harrington. 2-2. Just outside. For ball 3, Harrington gets the call, moves us to a full count. And a payoff pitch incoming from Toll. And it's ball 4 outside and away as Harrington will take a base. And that also moves Gallup over to second. So we go back to the top of the order. It's also back-to-back walks for Lane Harrington. Bowie walked his last at-bat, had a single his first. A chance now to do even more damage here for the Colts. Only 1 out in the inning. Just been monstrous offense from the Colts. As that one gets through for ball 1 as it was inside on Bowie. Nobody will go though. Still stays at first and second. As the top of the order gets to go to work with some runners on. Here's the 1-0. Paints the outside, strike 1. That's all Toll needs right now. Nothing special, just right down the middle. I know it gives a chance to hit for the batters, get some right in that sweet spot that they wanted, but it's much better than just outside and some walks over and over and over again. As we have seen a lot of walks as of recently. And that's another ball outside. Now a 3-1 count, chance to load the bases up here. If one more ball comes through. Popped up from Bowie. Looks to be in potential catchable territory and it will drop down in foul territory, but nobody will get to it as it goes right to the fence of the Colts dugout. So we'll stay at we'll go to 3-2, pardon me, make this a full count after the foul ball. And a chance here for a strikeout. Another payoff pitch here from Bryce Toll. And he gets it. The strikeout, and a huge one from Toll for out number 2. Here's Milo Wan to the plate. Had 2 RBIs and a double his last at bat. We'll foul that one off for strike 1. As I said, the mercy rule could come into effect here potentially after the bottom of the 5th. As it stands right now, the Braves would need 4 runs to get through it. But a chance to even extend that number here with 2 runners on. Juan powers it to center field. And Gallup will just go a base, won't turn for home. And the bases will be loaded here as it's a single for Milo Juan. Here's Cody Lyon in the 3rd spot. Top of the order, meant for power. This kid can hit for power. And if the Colts want to do even more damage, he's got a chance to, well, hit for some power. Ball 1 down low. Inside on line and runners won't go. You can see a lot more hesitation there from Ali Gallup from maybe what it would have been earlier in the game, knowing they have themselves a substantial lead. Not needing to take really any risks, especially with 2 outs. Stay with the bases loaded. It's 2-0 count here for Line. Like that one, swing and a miss, strike 1. And so Toll starts his battle. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That's over top of Line's head for ball 3. Seen a lot of that here this evening. In a game that was 2-0 coming into the 4th. Well, 11 runs have been poured on since then in an inning and 2/3, so. Chance for a bases loaded walk here. Would score another run. And that's the result we'll get. As ball 4 comes through, Gallup will come around, make it 14 for the Colts. And we'll see Evan Adamson to the plate. The singles, they're almost all the way through the order again, like they did last inning, as they batted around the order. Chance to do it in back-to-back innings. First pitch up high for ball 1. And that one gets through the shortstop to center. Harrington will score, and during all the technical difficulties. That is 16-0 as Harrington comes around. And Adamson. And here's Dylan Kimmerly. And so Kimmerly will take to the plate. Had to hit his last at bat. He had a ground ball in his first. That's a strike on Kimmerly. Still with the bases loaded here for the Colts. We've seen a couple walks, couple hits, a little bit of everything here from the Colts offense. That's strike two. As Toll starts his battle, looking to end the top of the fifth and send his team to the bats. Would be huge. Get themselves out of the inning. Inside for ball two. That's ball three, moves us to a full count here. And ball four would mean another bases loaded walk, make it 17-0. A payoff pitch here from Toll. And it's ball four. As another run will score, making it 17 for the Colts. Scored 12 yesterday. I've already put up 17 here. Through 4 2/3, and here's Everett Walton to the plate. Walton fouls that one off for strike two, so 2 strikes against him and another opportunity for Toll to get a strikeout. He's had these couple opportunities here this inning alone. Just hasn't been able to finish off many batters. And still with 2 outs would end the top of the fifth and send his team to the bats. Just looking to find it there. You gotta just face adversity. Looking for it here, and that hits Walton for another run to score with the bases loaded, as they'll come around. Colts make it 18 now. Really putting on the offense. Here's Lucas Ward to the plate. Out inside for a ball. It kind of seems like the energy of maybe both these teams are kind of gone. This game is wide open, 18-0. That's a ball again. I believe a 3-0 count in Ward's favor. It is. Goes swinging, ground ball, takes a bounce off the shortstop. And another run will score, making it 19 for the Colts.
pitch count for Toll, 77 pitches. Now pitching for Brockville, number 88, Grayson Anderson. Now batting number 27, Novak. Pitch count for Anderson, 3 pitches.
Oh, wait, no, I can't really.
Give me something. Please.
Yeah, true.
So we'll get back to the bottom of the 5th here after some more technical difficulties. Camden Jones leading things off, sends it to left, and a nice catch there from the left fielder for a quick out number 1. And so 1 down here for the Colts. Again, where they've been dominant. And well, 10 runs are needed here for the Brockville Braves if they want a chance. And so we'll move on to the order. Here's Bryce Toll, who was taken out of the game at the mound at the last inning. And a pitcher had to come into relief to end things off. Finally found the final out. Still at the mound is Everett Walton for his 5th inning. Shows bunt, Toll does, fouls it back for a strike.
Now Now batting number 86, Bryce Toll.
So a 2-1 count here. Walton's been so strong. Looking to pitch a shutout game, too. Toll shows bunt, square on the bat. Kimberly will come off first, throws it to who's covering. That's Lane Harrington for out number 2. And the Colts are 1 out away from sending themselves to Timmins, Ontario. It's been a dominant District 7 championship from the Colts. Yesterday won 12-4. Strike one. And it's Brandon Lanigan, the starting pitcher, trying to keep things alive. He'll hold off using the pencil bat here. And that is ball 1. That one in the dirt for ball 2. A 2-1 count here. Lanigan, the cleanup hitter. Ball 3 up high. And Walton trying to end things off strong here for the Colts. In a 3-1 count, he's battled his way back in a lot of these counts. Lanigan a chance to get on base. 3-1, gets a piece of it, sends it to center, and the Kingston Colts are going to Timmins, Ontario, to compete in the provincial championship. They are the District 7 champions. And Everett Walton, picture perfect in this game. Didn't allow a single runner on base. Beautiful work from the young man. Well, I'm sure he'll see him at Timmins at the mound. One of the premier pitchers here for the Colts. Handshakes around through both these teams. The Colts winning a final score of 19-0 in a dominant effort, and they are your champions. A perfect game from Everett Walton. Just fought his way back into counts. Just picture perfect from the mound here. Never gave up. Attacked the strike zone when needed and was able to get big strikeouts when he was called upon. And the Colts, it's a long drive to Timmins, Ontario, but I'm sure they'll be more than happier to make the trip. They're going a little bit northern, a little bit western Ontario, as we'll have the banner ceremony for the Colts. As both teams will line up on the line. As the mercy rule comes into effect after 5 innings, the mercy rule is 10 runs, and while the difference is 19. So we'll have the banner ceremony for the Kingston Colts before we get wrapped up. And we'll take it over to Wayne, our PA announcer.
And a big thank you to the Brockville Braves for coming down. Great game, guys. Thanks. Good job. And now, congratulations to the Kingston Colts. You're the junior champions and will be representing District 7 in Timmins. Congratulations, guys. Come pick up your banners.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kingston, for hosting the tournament. Good job. Thanks a lot.
And that will do it as the banner is presented to the junior Little League Ontario District 7 champions, the Kingston Colts. As I said, we'll see them in Timmins, Ontario, fighting for a spot at Nationals, which I believe is in Alberta. And this team made it last year to Nationals and looking to repeat it. We'll have to face some tough teams in Timmins, but I'm sure they're up for the task, especially after what we saw here this weekend. A big Well, nice, great job there by the Brockville Braves. You know, they make it to the District 7 Championship Series. Fought hard, just couldn't get it done. And the Colts come home with a championship. That will do it here for the broadcast. If you watch any of the last 2 games we've had, thank you for joining me. We had a bit of a lot of technical difficulties here today due to the Wi-Fi here at McGaffin, but you know, we made it work, and we got to see majority of the game. We got to see a great amount of the game, so that will do it. I've been Jacob Ewing. The Kingston Colts are on their way to Timmins, your District 7 champions in the Junior Little League Division. Thank you for watching. Final score, the Kingston Colts 19, the Brockville Braves 0. Thank you for watching.